Welcome back to Before You Vote. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, Democrat candidate Tyler Kamp. Now, first of all, we say Democrat candidate, but it really, if there are any offices that really are nonpartisan, wouldn't you agree that the Sheriff's Office is one of them?
It should be, yes, absolutely.
So let's talk about your race. Congratulations on the primary win. But what now? How does the messaging change, or does it change when you're talking to the general public?
No, it doesn't change. And my message is simple: justice for everyone. Treat people the same, everybody the same. As I travel the county, speaking, talking to voters across the county, my message resonates with everybody. I've had fundraisers and events where you've had somebody from the far left and the far right at the same event and asking questions. Now, there was one in particular where they kind of got into an argument during that event, but I thought that was great. We had a chance to talk about it, and that's the point of politics, I think, is bringing people together to have different points of view and finding common ground. And that's my message.
So the Sheriff's Department always been in the news, been over a decade that there has been, oversight by the federal government, and they can't seem to be, now it doesn't matter who has been in that office, there hasn't been a resolution with the federal government. What needs to happen so that you're autonomous and back in charge of the entire agency?
I think a big part of it does come down to relationships. You have to have solid relationships with the monitor, with the people in the court system. But also, I think we're on the right track. And I think we made some tremendous progress, especially in the last couple of years. The biggest hang-up right now are the backlog of misconduct investigations. And again, I think we do have enough people in place right now. We just have to continue to drive that mission forward and get those investigations cleaned up so that we can earn that trust of the community, and we can free up some resources to better serve the community.
For a lot of voters, it's difficult because all of the money that's being spent trying to get out from under the federal oversight is money that could be spent with deputies and people in the jails. When you look at taking all that into account, one thing the sheriff does that other law enforcement agencies don't have to do is you're in charge of the jails. How are they being run? What do you think needs to happen within the jail system?
Well, one thing that's alarming that I read recently are the number of overdoses in the jails. That's alarming. My heart goes out to the families, and a lot of that does have to do with staffing. But we also have to remember why we're in this situation, and that came from the class action lawsuit when Jerry Sheridan and Joe Arpaio were in charge, and which resulted in sucking up those resources to comply with the court orders, and it's cost the taxpayers over $300 million, and that number continues to grow until we can fully comply and graduate from that court order.
One of the things that Sheriff Penzone did in the jails was he brought in the monitors, the equipment to monitor for drugs coming into the jails, and he also required staff to go through the same kind, not at the same time, but in different places, but the same kind of machinery. Did you agree with that idea that you put even staff through that to make sure they're not bringing in any kind of contraband? Sure,
and I think that might be uncomfortable, especially at first, but that's full transparency. And again, we're trying to gain that trust with the community. And that just keeps everybody honest. Just because you're being checked for drugs doesn't mean that we think that you're bringing drugs in. But it's clearly an issue when so many people are dying in our jails, and we have to do a better job preventing that.
When you look at staffing, agencies across the valley are fighting for people to come into the profession. It's not just pay. A lot of it's morale and feeling respected at work. What would you do as sheriff for staffing to increase the numbers to get them to levels they need to be? What needs to change, or what needs to happen to make that happen?
What I hear most from the rank and file are three things. One is pay, which you just brought up. It's benefits, and it's job satisfaction. And so what I would do is work with the board of supervisors to make the pay scale similar to other agencies within the valley. That will make the sheriff's office more competitive for recruitment and also retention, because it's a merit-based pay scale system, so that an employee knows, okay, in 5 years I will have this type of pay increase. Right now they don't have that, and that's frustrating. I think we lose people because of that. Another area I want to create is a walk-in employee wellness clinic. That's important because the job is very difficult. It's stressful. Many men and women suffer from PTSD or sleep apnea. They may turn to alcohol to deal with that. And if we have a clinical practitioner that's in-house that they can go to, and for their families as well, that will help with job satisfaction.
Well, listen, I appreciate the time. I know it's a huge undertaking to run for a countywide office. I appreciate the time. Again, congratulations on the primary win, and good luck in the general election. And hopefully when it's all said and done, we'll be talking again.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right, Tyler Kamp, he is running for the office of Maricopa County Sheriff. Make sure you're an informed voter. We'll be right back.